Hey there, it's Jason here from 4XPipSnager and 4X UTurn, and today is April the 12th, 2012. So let's take a quick look at the setups here. We're looking at the Euro 5-minute time frame. And what do we have here? Well, this was the open right here at 3 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it looks like we never really got a setup until right here. This was your first pullback. It would have been better if it would have broke through the resistance here, then pulled back right into here, but it didn't do that. Instead, it did it here. So basically, it would have got long here to buy a dip, and it worked out for 38 pips. And here again, it crossed up over, and if you bought a dip here, which I wouldn't have because it bounced off resistance here, so I wouldn't have done this trade. I would have done this one up here after it broke through the resistance, came back down, and this trade was only good for about 10 to 14 pips. And that's it for that chart. Let's take a look at the 1 minute now and scroll back. Okay, so here's our 2 o'clock candle. It just shot right up quickly. By the time it came back into the trigger line, it never went higher. It went the other way. I don't think there's any other trade setups. Oh, yes, there is. Hold on. Right here at about 10:31, which is 3:30 in the morning, they had a big dip down, broke through the support here, came back up, and told you to sell right there. As you can see, to a T, they sold right off the trigger line. That's why this trigger line works, trigger and trend line. So they sold right here, and there's 17 pips in about 10 minutes. You would have got your 10 pips. So there was the one trade right there. The entry was at exactly 35 minutes after 3. Okay, that's it for the euro. Let's take a quick look at the pound. Pound is a very herky-jerky, choppy situation. Here's 3 o'clock. That wasn't a correct gap size, but I think this was, and then it came back down. Would have scared the living daylights or night lights out of you because it's in the middle of the night. Well, for some it's in the middle of the night. For some others it's in the daytime. Our stop would have been here, never would have hit your stop, and then it would have rallied up later on, which gave you a few pips. And then today in the US session, it told you to buy in here and here, but it didn't really go anywhere, and now they've taken it the other way. It's very, I don't know what to say anymore here, ladies and gentlemen, but, you know, it's like we used to get some nice trends, 100, 150 pips, you know, 200, and just for so long now, it's just chopping up and down like it's just crazy. I honestly suggest you probably go to a higher time frame, maybe trade the 30-minute snagger and see where you can get with that, because it is not easy to do it on a 5-minute chart these days. Okay, so let's take a look at the Swiss. Swiss is basically the same as the euro. It's the opposite. Same deal right here. Broke through the support where it broke through the resistance on the euro, and you would have sold right there and down. It gave you some pips. And then again, right here, like I said, on the euro, I wouldn't have bought on the euro on this exact same opposite of a sell here because support was too close. If you follow what I mean. I would have sold here and in here, and that's it. So that's it for the setups for the snagger. Let's take a quick look at the 4X UTurn. Okay, there was no buy right here because this is not a correct W formation. It's more like a zigzag, whatever. Then we got our correct M. Then we got our correct W. As you can see, it faked you out to sell, but the filter did not agree. But the filter did agree right up here when it created the W, and it did a flip-flop on the euro. Okay, so anyway, let's take a look at the pound. Yeah, same with the pound. There was no... Actually, there was a legitimate M right here, and then it just went sideways and went the other way. Yeah, but the filter never told you to do any selling, so... Never gave you the entry over here or here. Well, it kind of did here, after it did a flip-flop yesterday. So if you did get in on it over here when it turned blue, yeah, well, there's like 80, 90 pips, 100 pips to the top. But it's been real tough lately to trade this damn currency. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow on Friday.